Welcome back to the channel, lads. It's episode 67 of our Leipzig rebuild. And honestly, I don't think we would have asked for a much better start to the season. We're top of the Bundesliga right now with 4 points above Leverkusen. We don't want to be carried away though, because we're not even halfway through the Bundesliga just yet. We have still got 7 games to play, or 6 games to play to get there. Some tough games still coming up in this episode. Let's take a look. We're going to be playing, of course, 6 or 7 games in this episode, as we always do. The likes of Mainz, we've got Sao Paulo in the DFB-Pokal, Leverkusen, Villarreal in the Champions League, Augsburg, and Hamburg in the league. Those are two promoted side, I believe, Augsburg and Hamburg, to the Bundesliga this season. I don't think we faced them last season, but I think Ratkov should also be back from his injury in this episode. Maybe not play too many games straight away, but we will try and slowly integrate him back to the team. Of course, he was our backup striker before he got himself injured, and to be honest, we have missed him. Here is an email from our physio saying Ratkov is ready to rejoin first team training sessions. Of course, that doesn't mean he's ready to start playing games. He's just ready to rejoin the first team training session. But let's get into the first one of the episode. Come on, Leipzig. One of the differences that I've actually noticed with the Bundesliga compared to the Premier League is a lot more teams play three at the back, which you would think it's more defensive, but it's actually more attacking. Mainz are doing exactly the same. A lot more teams also play with two number 10s, which it can be a handful sometimes. It would have all come from the Ralf Rangnick Gegenpress, the 4-2-2-2 formation. A lot of German teams tend to use that formation. It's interesting to see though, because it gives you a few more things to worry about, especially when they are attacking. You've got two players in that number 10 position looking to make runs in behind the defense. Is the big sweets, and Bolo with the finish there for Mainz. It's a good early start for the home side, and I think this might just be the first time, or maybe the second time, we have conceded the first goal in the league this season. It's not easy to turn games around when you concede the first goal. It's giving them all the confidence in the world right now. We're just about hanging on. Oh no, that could be two. It's a big save from Jaden. Oh, what a start from Mainz here, man. We're struggling to get into the game right now. I know we're capable of scoring goals. We're definitely a little bit of a camera save there from Jaden. We're definitely capable of breaking this team down. It's just about, can we get the equalizer before they go out to get the second? Although we have settled for keeping more of the ball this season, we can still do things like this on the break. Schumacher cuts inside to his left foot. Vincent Schumacher, our young German sensation from that right-hand side. Every time he cuts inside like that, you just know what's going to happen. He's a sensational talent, It was nice to get that equalizer in the first half. Going 1-0 down into the second half, it's so difficult to turn it around then. But if you can get the first goal just before the first end of the first half, you can think about going on to get the second. And who else? It is Paris Brunner, our £25 million signing from Liverpool. He's absolutely smashing it at the moment for us. I'm loving this season, I mean, it's the first time this season, or maybe the second time, that we have been asked the question of conceding first, as Mbola with a Swiss machine makes it 2-2 here. What a good finish from him as well. I cannot believe just when we go on to score the second goal, we concede a goal like that. It's always that second goal for us, isn't it? It's always when we go on to score the second goal that we had. To be honest, they could have killed the game in the first half. They could have had 2-3 goals in the first half. So there's no need to complain. The pass takes a little bit of deflection, and Tom Bishop managed to get in front of the defender there. Nice quick feet as well. Lovely finish from him. He's actually been probably the most improved. I say improved, which is crazy. The fact that he got into the team of the season last season, Tom Bishop, but compared to last season, he's much better this season. Which it's mad to say that a player who got in the team of the season is getting better. But long may that continue. Vincent Schumacher again, sensational. The DFB Pokal, of course, it's a competition that we want to win. So far, we have played a second division team in Fifth. Actually, we're playing South Pauli up next, who is also a second division Bundesliga side. So in terms of the draw, we have been a little bit lucky. Bayern Munich and the likes of Wolfsburg have already progressed to the next rounds. A few more games to play in the third round. And don't forget, we were knocked out at this round last season to Düsseldorf, who have now, of course, been relegated back to Bundesliga 2. It'd be nice to win this game away from home. We have made a few more changes again. We have given Schwab another start in that number 10 position. He started against Firth. He did score a brace. Let's see if he can do the same here. Come on, Leipzig. I know I've mentioned Sao Pauli being a second division team, but actually that's only in the game, because in real life, they are exceeding expectations a little bit right now, sitting above those relegation places, 21 points in 24 games, 4 points above Bochum, who are closest to them at the moment. So exceeding expectation a little bit. I mean, a lot of the pundits, a lot of people would have expected them to be one of the teams in the bottom three right now. So if they do manage to stay up, it will have been a decent season for them. One of the things that we have looked at in previous DFB Pokal games is some of the big cup upset that have been in German football in recent times, as Giervetchen puts us 1-0 up here. For some reason, he was the most advanced centre midfielder there, which I mean, you can't complain, right? You want to win these games, and scoring a goal so early just makes it easy for you. Wow, the rest of this game have been absolutely boring. Ross here. Oh no, what a save from Bellini in goal. Come on, we can't concede. We can't not concede. Alvaro Fernandez winning possession back and giving it straight back to them here. The shot's been blocked. No way. Oh, Leo Helde. Tell you what an interception that was. Timo Werner, maybe we can get the second here. We need that runners in front of him. We will get it though. We will get it from Timo Werner. Oh, bottom corner. And that is certainly game over now. We can relax knowing we're going through to the fourth round of the DFB Pokal. I mean, some of the big cup upsets that I've been looking at in recent times. 2021 Munster knocking out Wolfsburg, a second division Munster side, with only about 6,200 fans, knocking out the bigger team Wolfsburg in 2021 DFB Pokal. That was insane. But Alvaro Fernandez giving us the victory there. I mean, 3-0 victory in a cup game, easy. I mean, they did trouble us slightly, but not that much. That's his second goal as well in the DFB Pokal games. But hopefully we don't go on to get Bayern Munich in the next round. We want to get a slightly easier draw in the next round. Let's hope we get it. Okay, we have been drawn to face the Düsseldorf, a team that knocked us out last season in the DFB Pokal. And Salihovic, if you know, you know, that name gives us nightmares. A player that scores every single time we face Düsseldorf. He scored a hat-trick in the DFB Pokal last season. The good news, though, is we have avoided Dortmund and Bayern Munich, who will face each other. So one of those teams would be knocked out in the quarterfinals. Our next game, though, top of the table clash, it is Leverkusen. At the moment, we're 4 points above them. And of course, we remain the only team unbeaten in the Bundesliga this season. If we win, we extend the gap to 7 points. However, if we lose, the gaps decrease to just 1 point, separating the top two. Let's get into this one. Come on, Leipzig. Somewhere in our own alternate universe here on our save against Leverkusen, it's lack of goals in this game it's funny, because in real life, if you actually follow the Bundesliga, you would know this is one of the most high-scoring fixtures in the Bundesliga in recent times. The last 4 meetings against between Leipzig and Leverkusen, both teams have scored at least 2 goals in the last 4 meetings, which it's always 3-2s, and which is crazy. Hopefully, though, we can see a few goals in this game. 17 minutes into the game, still no goals, still no attempts actually. But Leverkusen probing here, moving the ball from left to right. Florian Wirtz back to Kai Havertz, who looks like he's playing in that number 10 position. Keeper will come out to collect that one, though. Comfortable. If we just get that one opportunity with Bruno, I'm sure we're going to take it. Overlapping run there from Diao out wide. Cross dinked one to the far post. It's been cleared. Oh, Bruno going for the header, but he was never going to win that. Larsen will hit it, but straight into the hands of the keeper. 55 minutes. I told you, somewhere in our own alternate universe, there's been lack of goals in this game. I'm talking about lack of goals. Sigankov with a double attempt there. Oh, the goalkeeper have kept us in this one. It took about 55 minutes for us to get a little bit of an excitement in this game, but all the excitement right now is coming for Leverkusen. No way. It's Ricky. Oh, it's another save. He's definitely the man of the match. That is 3 fantastic saves he's made in this game. And I don't think we've had a shot on target for 82 minutes played, which is insane considering we've scored the most goals in the Bundesliga this season. We're scoring goals for fun this season, but for some reason can't create any opportunity or score any goal in this game. It could well be one last opportunity there for Leverkusen, but it's not going to be. It's not a boring 0-0 because Leverkusen got, chances that you would call clear-cut chances for them to score. But of course, Jaden kept us in the game, and we've got the floating ball again for the second time this season. I hate that. That needs to be fixed. But I'll take a point against Leverkusen, considering just second in the league, and we will still keep our 4-point advantage on them. I actually do think a win here today against Villarreal and a couple of other results going our way will pretty much guarantee us that top 8 finish in the Champions League, even if there's still 2 games to play after this one. And one of those games is actually Manchester United, which will be a tough game for us, of course. Villarreal, always a tough opponent in the Champions League. Couple of changes to the starting 11. Sai will start in place of Larsen, and I believe Hausen starts in place of Maya in one of those centre-back positions. Come on, Leipzig. When I think about Villarreal and the other Spanish team being Sevilla, I think about teams that are not so good in the domestic league, but teams that are really good in domestic or in European competitions rather. You know what though, maybe I should try and differentiate the football clubs and the manager. I don't know if I'm thinking about Unai Emery or I'm thinking about these 2 teams, because when they've more Villarreal, when they've actually done well in Europe, it's been Unai Emery being their coach. So maybe it's the Unai Emery effect. Hopefully we can get a win here. He's so underrated, isn't he? He's really underrated, Unai Emery. Think about where he picked up Aston Villa from and where he's got them now. Beating Club Brugge last night in the Champions League 3-1 victory. They slept in the Champions League, Aston Villa this season. At the start of the season, I had them as one of the teams to get to the semi-finals. I don't think they're going to win it, but if there's one thing Unai Emery knows how to do is to set up a team that's going to go on and compete against the very best in Europe. And being a Liverpool fan myself, I remember Villarreal, Champions League, Unai Emery. We almost got knocked out. And they went the best of side with players like Etienne Capoue in midfield and some other. They have a centre-back, good save there, who was, I can't remember his name now, but in his 30s. It wasn't the best team on paper, I'm trying to say. They had Cochran, the former Arsenal player, in that team as well, that almost troubled and knocked Liverpool out in the Champions League. That's last season. That's the first one, Bruno. Enough about talking about Unai Emery and Villa and Villarreal and Sevilla. This is our moment. Bruno puts us 1-0 in front. What a start. Said if we win this game, it's looking like it's going to be a comfortable win for us, considering how the game is going. Drago trying to skip past his man there. If we go on to win this game, yeah, it's pretty much top 8 done for us in the Champions League. I don't see us dropping out of the top 8 if we win this game, and what a chance. What a chance that was. I think that Leonard up front for him. I thought for the second it was Harry Leonard when I saw his name, but he's not Harry Leonard. He's a different Leonard. Well, we need to go and control the second half. We're doing so far 10 minutes into the second half. I don't think Villarreal have had a kick to the ball just yet. The overlapping run on the outside from Bishop. Bishop back to Engels. Engels to the far corner. And it's 2-0, and that is the dagger. Although, when we go 2-0 up, that is the time we start to allow teams to get back into it. I don't think it'll be the case in this game, though, purely because we're keeping more of the ball. Talking about possession, it's made a difference for us this season. I keep saying, last season, we were more of a counter-attacking team, but this season, I'm happy to do this in possession and dominate games like this out wide. So Diao, he's got the pace to get away from his man. He's going to go on the outside here. It is so easy to skip past his man, cross into the box. It's Paris Brunner who gets his second of the game. He cannot stop scoring at the moment. And number 11, our goal scorer this season. It's an easy finish though. We could make it 4 before the end of the game here. Just probing a little bit. Again, look at the space on the outside. Schumacher, when he cuts to his left foot like this, you know what's going to happen. Vincent Schumacher makes it 4 for us. I mean, to be honest, they are a poor side. You could see why they're around the 25th in the league phase already this season. They're not the best of teams, and we've shown that. We've absolutely shown that today. We've come into the game with so much confidence. Getting the first goal so early just helped us settle into the game. And Brunner went on to score a brace. Schumacher, and of course, Arne Engels, killing the game for us. Sensational victory. And I think this is us now in the top 8 of the Champions League. 2 more games to go to end today's episode. Augsburg and Hamburg. 2 games you would describe as definitely winnable. I mean, Augsburg have only picked up 1 win in the Bundesliga this season. And of course, Hamburg recently promoted from the Bundesliga 2. Those are games that you think will definitely have the advantage going into those games. But let's get into this one away from home at Augsburg. Oh my goodness, is that Reece Oxford for Augsburg? Some of you would know him, but this is a kid that made his debut at 16 years of age. His Premier League debut against Arsenal, by the way. And for the short time he was on the pitch, he looked like one of the best players on the pitch. He didn't look out of place for a kid that was 16 years of age. He was what Declan Rice went on to be for West Ham. People thought he was going to be that before Declan Rice, but of course it's safe to say things haven't quite gone his way. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't be. He still ended up playing top professional football, but given that debut at age 16, you would have thought this kid would have been special. Similar type of build-up and to Declan Rice as well. A CDM who can also play as a centre-back. I mean, we'll make it 1-0 here with Paris Brunner. Whenever I see the lad on the game or hear of his name, I just think that debut against Arsenal, he was meant to be indeed something special. But then again, is it another English player that I've been hyped up from a very young age? But 11 and 13 for Paris Brunner. He's managed to keep it alive there. Oh, excellently done by Luke Haber, I believe that was. Moreira, opportunity on the counter-attack here. Look at the space for Paris Brunner. I'm not even going to try to be cheeky here. I'm going to smash this one in the top right-hand corner. And Brunner makes it 2-0. He's got his brace. He goes into every game. You think if he gets an opportunity, he will not let you down. That's the sort of, like I said, he does everything so right, so well as a centre-forward. I think his finishing might just be the best attributes about him, which that's what you want from your striker, his finishing. But his hold-up play is good, his one-touch football is good, he's got decent football intelligence as well. Oh, he's got the assist for Christopher Baumgartner as we have completely taken Augsburg out of this game in the first half. 3-0 already. Sensational. That is sensational half for us. It's not often you get games like this where you go 3-0 up in the first half. I mean, in the Premier League, we didn't get too many of these games. It goes to show, though, the quality of teams in the lower Premier League teams compared to the quality of teams in the lower, in some of the other leagues, the bottom 10 rather. You get tougher games in the bottom 10 of the Premier League compared to any other competition. Oh my God, Alan St. Maximin coming on. The streets will never forget. there's some players, that didn't go on to achieve what you expected them to achieve, but Street would never forget them. Hatem Ben Arfa comes to mind, Adel Taarabt of his Queen's Park Rangers and his Benfica days comes to mind. We could make it 4 here. Oh, good save on the near, but these sorts of players, they don't produce them anymore, do they? Players that come on, they will excite the fans. End products not quite there, but what these players can do on the ball, on their day, it is absolutely sensational. And Alan St. Maximin is certainly one of those. I suppose the biggest one in that category, you'll probably say, is Hatem Ben Arfa. He's actually that good. I mean, substitution here. Brunner coming off the bench for making his first appearance off the bench ever since he got injured at the start of the season. What a broken toe of all injuries. But it's good to get him back onto the pitch. Yeah, if we can get him a goal here in a game where there's less pressure, we're 3-0 up already. We don't need him to make a difference in this game. His first touch, he's managed to turn his man. Oh my God, that is just cheeky. And he feels as if he's not been out. He's not been out injured. It feels as if he's been playing games all through the season. And that is not a finish of a man that has been injured for the last 2 months. It's just continued where he left off. That's it. 4-0 out. Easy victory for us. Yet another Bundesliga game. Our next game is against Hamburg as well, which, I mean, a team's of similar profile. If it goes our way like this, I would expect us to go out there and, I mean, we are in that phase of the season now where I'm actually thinking it will be tough for any team to be able to beat us. It will be really, really tough, Going straight into our final game of the episode here at the Red Bull Arena against Hamburg, a team similar to Augsburg in the sense that they have just been recently promoted back to the Bundesliga. They're doing much better though, sitting mid-table at the moment. So I'm expecting a tough game from this Hamburg side. But like I said in the last game, it'll take something special for any team to be able to beat us at the moment, given the sort of form we are in this season, the way we're playing, we're creating chances, we're defending well. It will be nice to actually have a little bit of a competition. It's an early yellow card there for Schumacher. I mean, still a lot of minutes to play here to be getting a card. Looking back to our game against Augsburg, St. Maximin coming on, we're talking about footballers that the streets will never forget. But we've conceded the first one here. Dardai, I think, he scored that goal for them. One of their number 10s in this game. One of the players that we actually did scout earlier on. If we wanted to bring in a few more German players to the team, I would have certainly looked at him as a squad rotation option here. He scored his 4th goal in 15 appearances. Go on, let me know in the comments some of those players that you think the streets would never forget. We've talked about Hatem Ben Arfa, we've talked about Adel Taarabt, we've talked about Alan St. Maximin coming on the bench against Augsburg. One of the ones that comes to mind, I think talking about this player as the streets would never forget, is a little bit of a disrespect to him, to be fair. Oh, well defended. But JJ Okocha is the man in my mind. So good that he was named twice. His Premier League days with Bolton, what Sam Allardyce did with that Bolton team, by the way, with the likes of Campos, JJ Okocha is just, it's incredible. I mean, you think about what he did in the Premier League with Bolton, not West Ham, apologies if I've said West Ham, but with Bolton, as Paris Brunner gets the equalizer for us. He played for PSG as well, JJ Okocha, and, you hear interviews of big players, Ronaldinho, Mauricio Pochettino talking about him. He was special. And what he did for Nigeria as well in the African Cup of Nations, the World Cup to some extent, he was an incredible player. People wouldn't talk about him too much because, he never played for the biggest teams in the world. He never won the Champions League and things like that. But a player where he just makes you happy on the pitch, isn't he? And talking about making you happy, Tom Bishop is actually making us very, very happy this season. What a finish there from him. It's another game where we have turned around in this episode. Mainz was exactly the same. Conceded the first, and we went on to turn the game around. We're 2-1 up here. We've got to hang on to it though. We can't repeat what happened against Mainz. where we went 2-1 up and went on to concede a goal straight away. But the crossbar is still rattled there. What an opportunity. I think we'll score more in this game. The spaces are beginning to open up for us right now. Schumacher drives, he goes all on his own, and he makes it 3. I said this to you, this kid is special. I don't often use that word, but I thought at Blackburn Rovers, Archie Crawford was special, and Vincent Schumacher is one of those. It's a shame we never actually scouted him. He was already scouted, one of the youth academy players when we arrived at Leipzig, as Diao makes it 4 there. So easy. But Schumacher, oh my God, he's a special talent. It's a shame that this might actually be our last season on the save, that we would not go on to see what he goes on to achieve at his full potential. But that's a good ball out wide to Sahiti. There's space on the box. Is he going to go for the cross? Lukeba on the stretch gets there first. Win possession for us, only to give it straight back to them. Oh, he's done him there. He's done Lukeba there. Our captain has been sent to the shops. He's just turned him inside out. And they're not a bad side, you know, Hamburg. They're not a bad side. I'm not surprised they're mid-table right now. I mean, they have caused us 1 or 2 troubles going forward. Defensively, they're shocking, though, as we will make it. Oh, no! Oh, what has he done? The defense and the goalkeeper getting into each other's way. And Tom Bishop will have one of the easiest finishes of the season. All he had to do was just tap that one to an empty net. Come on, don't concede one more. It's a big stretch from Dean Housen, who is going to get himself sent off. I don't think that's a red card. There's nothing malicious about that tackle, but then again, he's the last man, so you can see why. That's the end of the game. It's a 5-2 victory for us. It's been a while since we had a high-scoring game like this. Sometime in the last episode, I did ask for less chaotic games, and to be fair, we've had some less chaotic games in this episode. But this was one of those. 5-2 victory. Fantastic for us. Oh, thanks to the 0-0 draw at the Allianz Arena between Bayern and Leverkusen, we are now 6 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. 6 points clear of Leverkusen. We are 15 points clear of Bayern Munich in 7th place right now. They've got to pick it up, otherwise they might not even qualify for the Champions League come the end of this season. But it's only 15 games played. Still a long way to go. Bochum and bottom of the league, Augsburg, Werder Bremen, 2nd and 3rd bottom. The likes of Mönchengladbach, though, and mid-table there. I would have expected them to be doing a little bit better than that at the moment. But in the Champions League, let's see how we're doing. We remain 4th place in the league phase table there. And still Barcelona and Real Madrid leading the way. Arsenal in 3rd. But the good news, though, is we are now 15-10. We're now 5 points clear of 8th place Benfica there. So it's looking very likely that we will finish in the top 8 come the end of the league phase. And that, of course, means automatic qualifications to the next round without having to go through the playoffs. But let's take a look before we end the episode. Top scorer, Paris Brunner, 13 goals and 14 appearances. He's sensational right now. Hugo Duro. You've got Giovanni Ricci, who looks like a regen there for Leverkusen. Richarlison have scored 8. Not a bad season for him. The likes of Tom Bischoff have scored 7 goals in the top 10. There is no Bayern Munich player in the top 20 of the top scorers list so far. It just goes to show, though, the reason they're struggling. The moments they got rid of, or the moment they sold Lautaro Martinez, I knew it could be a tough season for them. But smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this one. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.